Shop time today. SYNCRO4 repairs, maintenance, and some modifications. Well, this thing held up pretty good in the battle in a couple of videos ago, link up above here. But you have to do some maintenance. And over here, I think my fluid came out, and I also have my drive shaft lying around here somewhere, my dog bone. So I think the diff is leaking in the rear. I also noticed that my arm is a little busted over here. Look, we have to replace it, so I bought another one. So let's get wrenching. Look, it's busted pretty hard here. So I'm going to dismantle everything and clean everything good. When you land it, the wheels, they touch the ground before the car touches it. Yeah, we can make this one fit. I think we're going to make these one on there. I think we'll have to cut this off here. There it is. See what's busted? So I have to replace this grip screw too. Best is to measure it, how much it sticks out, and it's about 2.5. Take it out, get it in, and see if it's the same. No, a little deeper.
That's what she said. Oh, the gypsy woman.
So when you're going to open the diff housing, always clean everything up pretty good, because there's sand hanging everywhere and you don't want it to get in there. There it is. Holy crap. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This is full of debris, full of sand, and that's not good for the... Holy crap. I'm lucky that I opened this. This is not good. So I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna take this completely apart and clean it also. Look, the inside of this. That's not normal.
Much later.
Diff is all complete. This goes on like this, and when you mount everything on there, there's still a gap between these two parts. Even if you screw this all down, there's still a gap. So I suggest that you maybe put some grease on this thing here. I don't know, over here, some grease like that. So when you slide it on there, the grease stops sand from penetrating over there. Let me know what you think about that. I'm gonna try it. So here it is. Look, a little grease on there with this thing, this very handy tool. And let me see when I slide it on there if it's going to work like I intended it to be. Yeah, it comes out a little bit. I think this is going to work. This will act like a barrier for the sand. To prevent all the debris rattling up here again, we're going to use these things. And these are as a gearbox gasket, and they're from the Kagama LE. We're going to mount that underneath there. That fits. And maybe there's an excess on gasket, but that's not such a biggie. So we're gonna put that on there, and I think this is the best solution. I can also 3D print something, but they are available on the website, so I think this is the best option for everybody. I put some grease all over the place, so when you put that on there, it sticks a bit, you see?
Bazinga!
Like that. Now it sticks, and this will be much easier to mount everything on there. After fiddling around a bit, you can see I made it, and I forgot to put the B block. I forgot to put it on, so I had to pull everything back out. Yeah, this happens to me all the time. I forget these things. Looks pretty good, and I hope this gasket keeps all the debris out now. Now the rear, that looks pretty good. Front was way worse than this one, but I'm gonna clean it anyway and put the same shim that I did on the front also in the rear, of course. The rear is done. The gasket is underneath there. It's not easy to put it underneath there, but it works. I have this big huge skid plate that goes underneath there like that. And I think we have to reuse these screws. These are the longest one, and I have to put these in the front and these in the rear, I think. So I'm going to check that out and see if it works. I also 3D printed these two things, because on the normal you have this one when you normally have the SYNCRO, and this one is on the front. And I didn't want to cut them off, so I made something else. I made this, and this is for the rear, and this has to go underneath here, I think. I don't know if it fits. No, this is the rear. I'm sorry. This is the rear, and that one is the front. So we have to mount it underneath there, so the hole is closed. I mounted it up. It's a little small, but it works, so yeah, that looks good. I also designed this mudguard. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm gonna put it on Gulls 3D, of course, and there's holes in there, and you have to put some support on here. The purpose of this thing is that it sits like this, and unlike the Spark and other cars, there are no holes, so you have to drill them your own. Start with a small drill bit, and if you look at it and it's mounted on there, it's going to hit that thing over here. But normally the car wouldn't flex that much. It's still trial and error. I'll adapt the file if I find something that's not good. So if you want to have it, you can download it on there on Gulls. The link will be in the description, of course. If I change something, you can always re-download it. So this is how the rear looks, and you can see over here, this is the thing that I 3D printed. It's now just pushed between there, but when you pull on these two screws, this is a little thicker than the normal opening is, so you're going to squeeze it between the diff housing and the chassis. So normally it's not going anywhere. So this is the rear. Now we have to mount this thing on, and this is a huge bumper, making it much sturdier. These are normally the standard screws that came out of this thing, and we're going to reuse the longest one. Small one, we're going to put that away, and the longest one is going to be put in the front, and then you need another screw, a longer screw. This is a 20mm long in total, and that has to go on this side in the rear. Over here you need a small screw, but there is no thread in the chassis, so we have to fiddle a little screw in there, a lock knot. The easiest thing to do in my position was to remove this complete thing. There's only two screws. Now here is the screw to access it. You can also remove these things, but this is two screws here, two here is four. And when you have the wing on over here, you have to remove this thing too. So when you have to work on something like that, it's easier to remove these two screws and you're done. It's done. So we have to do that on the front too. So I'm going to, this is the front, so the short ones in the rear and the long ones in the front, like that. And normally it will fit. I'm gonna do the rest by hand, of course. So it's 2.5, and when it's on there, you know. I'll check everything out. And a small one, M3 by 14, has to go in there with an M3 lock knot on there. It didn't line up perfect, but you can see it's a little, you know, crooked or something. I don't know, but it's going to be better than it was, like that. And over there, you can see over there is the screw sticking out, and the alignment is not perfect underneath there. See? There's a little gap, but it's not made for this car, so it's for the Kagama. So yeah, I think it looks perfect. Looks good. I'm going to mount everything back up, and then also the wing and stuff, and mount this all up, and then it's time for the grand finale. So everything is mounted up except for the icing on the cake, and the icing on the cake has to come over here. And I designed this carbon fiber, and it's like 4mm thick. It has a nice finger on there, and it has to go on like this. What do you think? I made it like this so you can take this screw out and this screw out. These are original screws. And you can replace them with very long screws.
10 seconds later.
So this is how it looks. Let me know what you think about it. And if you think this is an addition to the car or not. Normally this will fit also on the Kagama and on the Punisher 4. I'm going to test this sucker out, of course, and see how this thing holds up. So I did find this new spot here, and I don't know if I can drive here, but ooh. But it looks good. Okay. Very dusty, very slippery. Oh. I think that's a creak or something. They're too small, these things, you know? For a bike, okay, but not for a car. Ooh, man, it's dusty here. Let's see if the pump on the pump track here. Those are cool jumps. That was a test for the plate over here. Woo. Woo. This is cool, man. Oh. That was a great transition. So from this one to that one, that's cool. Where is it? Woo! Oh, right on the... This is when it tests. It cracks a bit, but I think... Yeah. Woo! Let's launch it. Problem is, not such a... Takes a lot of beatings, but you can see, scratched up a bit. But that's it. Those are serious hits, man. Woo! That was a big hit. That was a real big hit. Those are, you know, chassis slappers, and they, yeah, the chassis doesn't like that as much. Still straight. Yeah, you can launch it over here. And I did something else with this thing. And I think it works pretty good. I did an LE mod, a mod on the steering. And oh. I was kind of lucky on that one. Okay. Turns like a dime now. Oh. Oh. Dunk. I hit the blade over there. Yeah. Bars. That was a huge hit, right against the rock. Let's take a big one over here, last one. So these are pretty big jumps. Oh. That was a great hit. Let's see what happened here. Took it. Hello. I have to watch where I'm going. Oh, that stop. Ah, that stop. Yeah, it's getting out of there, man. I'm curious to see how the side underneath is going to look like, because with all the rocks and everything, I don't think that carbon fiber will look good anymore. So it was awesome here running. I just need to know where that sound comes from, but yeah, I have to check it out. But how does it look underneath? Yeah, it looks good. Everything's still in there. So I think this mod will definitely strengthen the Kagama. Dumbass! But that's that battery in there. Hobby King. So after running this much, it still packs a lot of punch. The battery. First thing, let's see what's in there. Still 3.8, so it's almost at it's storage mode, and it performed real good. The car, did it survive? Underneath, everything held up real good. Little scratches on there, some grass underneath there. The bumpers held up nice. It took a lot of beating over here and on the rear, of course, too. See, a lot of beatings, but that's what it's meant to be, to get. And that one jump that landed on the side of the hill or something, I think that was the jump that broke this thing here. But I can 3D print a new one, so that's not such a bad thing. So we're going to do that. After all, the car needs cleaning. It definitely needs cleaning. Is there something else that's broken? Everything works great. We do need to do something about this because it doesn't come up real good. So I think I need to put some new oil in there. But after all, get 3D print this again. Do these mods make this car better? I think they do. So this thing does normally also fit on the Punisher 4 and the Kagama 4. So let me know if you like this part, and maybe we can work something out.